Welcome to Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online, and we have some very interesting news about Jose Mourinho's future.
Hang on. Can I just stop you? Before we go on, what the hell is that on your face?
It's called Movember, and actually this is for the people watching. Anybody who likes to ridicule my Movember, you're actually ridiculing charity, so shame on you, and shame on you for doing it. It's not good enough. Do you know what, actually, before we get to the Mourinho news, I have something to ask you that's troubling me slightly.
Go on.
Dynamo Kiev at home, big game, big result, whatever. We went into that game needing a result.
Yep.
A score draw would have been a disaster, so we had to win. I'm slightly troubled by the fact that we went into a must-win game at Stamford Bridge and did not start with Eden Hazard.
Well, you won't be the only one that's troubled. I think Eden Hazard will be troubled by that as well. Frankly, I don't think he's deserved to start. I think he's probably been Chelsea's poorest player. It's
huge.
Certainly been Chelsea's most disappointing player. I wrote something in the week after the Liverpool game when he was frankly awful and deserved to get taken off before the hour mark. There's not been a real great deal of love between Mourinho and Hazard this season. And we actually reported last week at the Mail that Hazard would happily force through a move to Real Madrid were Mourinho to remain in charge.
What's happened there? Because they had a really good relationship. I remember being really chuffed with the way that they got on. I know that Mourinho had at least last season, had a very good relationship with Hazard's dad.
That's right, yeah.
Is that all history?
For the minute, I think so. Hazard is one of those that's been criticised by Mourinho. He's one of those that's questioned Mourinho's style of play. He thinks the team should be playing more sort of flair-filled football. I'd argue that Mourinho got the team over the line last season with a more sort of perfunctory style of football. This situation can be salvaged, but at the minute, it's not certain that Hazard will be a Chelsea player next season.
And Real Madrid are interested?
Yeah, they're very much interested. I think it will take a world record fee. That's what reported, I think, Monday.
What, more than the Bale fee?
Yeah, more than the Bale fee. This is a really kind of big thing for Chelsea to do. Roman Abramovich will not want to lose face. They gave Hazard a 4-year deal. He's kind of Chelsea's poster boy. He's Chelsea's figurehead in terms of marketing. He obviously is probably Chelsea's most talented player. It's going to take a lot to get him out of Chelsea. I think Hazard would be happy for the deal to come. The one sticking point that I see is I don't think Real Madrid will pay that world record fee.
They have access to money, though, Real. They can.
They do, but that's a far more sort of political club even than Chelsea is. I don't think they're at the minute they're not going to break the bank for him. Although Hazard has a little bit of a problem with Mourinho at the minute. It's not a problem with Chelsea, and I think his relationship with Mourinho can be salvaged. So it's up in the air.
From my perspective, this is heartbreaking news. But guys, can you do me a favour? How do you feel about the prospect of Eden Hazard leaving Chelsea? Is it something that you would begrudgingly support, happily support, or fight to avoid happening? Please comment below, let me know, because I'm very interested to gauge other fans' opinion on this. For me, no go. You?
No, look, I don't want to see talented players leave Chelsea or the Premier League. So I want to see Hazard stay. Obviously,
good to hear it. Slightly more uplifting news. There seems to be a slight buoyancy around the club at the moment. Things seem to be, scoring a late winner, a magnificent winner the way we did against Kiev.
Yeah.
Things seem to be just bubbling on a little bit nicer than they have for the past 4 months.
Yeah. Well, Thursday morning, bounced into the office, so happy. Usually when I go in, every single person that comes in, people I don't even know coming up to me and saying, oh, what about Chelsea getting beat by Liverpool?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cheers,
I don't even know you,
mate. Yeah, but everyone I think was quietly pleased for me today because I've been really miserable at the Mail for a bit. I think a gutsy performance. Our best player this season, grabbing the goal, the whole crowd getting behind Mourinho. There's definitely a bit of good feeling around there. The press conference before the game, funnily enough, on the Tuesday, the club put a really sort of united front up, as you'd expect.
Weird that John Terry was involved in the press conference, do you think?
Yeah, a little bit. Usually they kind of tend to mix it around the squad, but I think it was a case of this is the manager, this is the captain, this is what's going on. Batting away any kind of questions about divisions in the dressing room or whatever.
John Terry spoke really, really admirably, actually.
Yeah,
really articulately, really eloquently.
I think Terry spoke very well.
He spoke very positively about Mourinho.
Yeah.
We've discussed in previous editions of Backpage Blues that there was an issue between Terry and Mourinho. Do you feel like that might be water under the bridge?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think if you're going to pick two people at Chelsea that are the ultimate professionals and the ultimate winners, it would be Jose Mourinho and John Terry. Now, I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter saying, well, look, they've said in a press conference that everything's 100% fine, so why don't all the journalists shut up? It's like, well, you know, obviously they're going to say that in a press conference. There's, you know, it's still not all sunshine and light at that club and that dressing room at the minute. But I do think the United front they put up. I agree with you. I think Terry spoke very well, especially about Robbie Savage, obviously, which was
very accurate.
Favourite story of the week, I think.
But very accurate. It wasn't sort of a malicious. Like I saw other people jumping on it and saying it's slightly malicious or slightly unnecessary. Completely accurate.
A bit of fun, isn't it? Yeah, I think.
But
I do think that Wednesday's result gave the whole club a real lift. If we'd have had a bad result, it would be, another crisis. The stories would come out more and more. Then again, we go again on Saturday. So.
That result, as brilliant as it was, do you feel like that had an impact on, say, Mourinho's future? There's been a few headlines this week that haven't been great news for Chelsea fans, but do you feel like...
Well, not so much the result. I mean, the result obviously helps our progression in the Champions League. I think if we were to go out of the Champions League group stage, that would be a catastrophe, as for Mourinho, and obviously the club, whether he was here or not. The one thing I do think has helped Mourinho massively is the undying support that he had from Chelsea fans. You saw it at Stoke in the Cup. You certainly saw it at Stamford Bridge on Wednesday. And I do think that the club's hierarchy recognise that. I think we're very quick to kind of say that Chelsea don't care about the fans or chairman of any club don't care about the fans, but that is a real plus point for Mourinho and a very real one. It's not just a case of that's the fans. It doesn't really matter. That is a real concern for Abramovich. That the fans are vocally anyway are 100% behind Mourinho
and demonstrated huge amounts of loyalty. Let's not forget Mourinho just less than 12 months ago actually had a pop at the fans.
He did, but
I'm not knocking it, but it shows the unilateral loyalty that we're displaying.
I actually think Mourinho was out of order quite a few times last season in his comments about the fans, but
it's bigger than the odd comment, isn't it?
The guy's won Premier League trophies for Chelsea. The guy's won FA Cups. The guy's won everything for Chelsea, so he has that support, and I do think at the minute that although obviously his job still isn't 100% safe, and there's other sort of rumours about Hiddink and Ancelotti and whatever, and I don't think the situation's as bad as it was after games like West Ham, after games like Southampton, after games like Liverpool, and I think the fan support is really playing on the club's mind at the minute.
Wonderful news. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not click the subscribe button and comment below. Let us know exactly what you think. And remember, we are the champions, they are not. Welcome to Backpage Blues Part 2. I'm still joined by Charlie the Hurricane Skillen, and it's time for my favourite part of the week. It's where we answer your questions. Shall we make a start?
Let's go for it, mate.
Great, I'll go first if that's okay. Our first question is from Bills96. Bill says, what are the chances of us signing Mourinhos in January? He's currently on the bench at Paris Saint-Germain, and he thinks that he could do a job for us at Chelsea.
I certainly agree he could do a job.